Hello and welcome to Engineering 5103. My name is Professor Byron Lichtenberg. I've written this course for the Master of Engineering Management program, of which I am the program coordinator. And I'd like to give you a little bit of overview of the course. Happy to have you here. First, I'd like to give you a little bit of my background. I received my doctorate in biomedical engineering from MIT. I was a military fighter pilot for 23 years, flew on 2 space shuttle missions as a scientist, as a payload specialist, spent another 19 years at Southwest Airlines as an airline captain, and now a professor here at LeTourneau University. I've also been involved in quite a bit of business and nonprofit startups, so I have an entrepreneurial background as well as an engineering and operations background. So we're happy to have you here. This course is one of 6 core courses for the Master of Engineering Management. Just a couple of logistics issues. Since we are here in Texas, we're on U.S. Central Time, so all assignment due times will be in Central Time, and they will be by days of the week. So we have this course set up into 3 periods. It's a 7-week-long course. Periods 1 and 2 are 2-week duration. Period 3 is a 3-week duration. And we set that up for the convenience of our students who mostly are working, probably have families or some other commitments as well, so that there are not large assignments due every week, but due every 2 weeks and then at the end of the semester. The periods are broken up into forums, and we have a series of discussion boards and posts on the forums. The lead posts on all those discussion boards in each forum are due by day 3. That's midnight of day 3. And after that, you'll be required to make 3 replies to the students' posts over the next week or so. We have also an opportunity for live discussions, and those can be carried out as assigned or as scheduled by the instructor. So as part of your first assignment, which is to write an introduction to your other fellow students and your instructor, I'd like to have you include the time zone that you're in so that we can best try to manage and make it available for all students to attend. On these live forums, if you attend, that will take the place of one of the discussion board chats. If you're not able to attend, it'll be archived and you'll be able to listen to it. We would ask then that you post 3 replies to issues, discussions, items that you observed and heard in those forums. So each period will have a series of reading assignments, homework, there'll be written reports, and a quiz at the end of each of those 3 periods. There is no final exam. The project for the course is a driverless car. We believe that that's cutting edge. It'll be coming up in the next several years. And we'll be doing a series of reports, a preliminary design, a final design, an integrated systems report at the end of the course. There are 8 subsystems that we'll be talking about, and these subsystems will be assigned to 1 to each student. And the way we'll make that assignment is to have you send an email by the end of day 1 listing your top 3 choices of those subsystems. The instructor will then make the assignments as best he or she can. The subsystem reports will be done individually, but those reports will be made available to the entire group, because at the end of the course, as an entire group, you will be asked to put together a final report that encompasses all those subsystems, looking at the interfaces, the interaction between them, talking about the trade and design studies that you have used to select whatever particular parts of that subsystem that your design has led you to. The subsystems, again, will be part of the course. If there are more students than subsystems, then several students will be assigned the same subsystem. If there are less than the number of subsystems, less students than that, we will prioritize them. And on your blackboard, you'll be able to see the list. It's prioritized as to the subsystems that will be covered in the final report. Finally, Just a quick overview of the course. Period 1 really focuses on the description of systems, classification of systems, quite a bit of reading. There's 5 chapters in this first period. But Chapter 1 really does focus on classification. Chapters 2 and 3 really are overviews of how the whole process works. And then Chapters 4 and 5 talk about the conceptual and detailed design activities. Period 2 will mostly focus in on what happens after the detailed design. Talk about setting up the testing, the validation, the verification. We'll be looking at issues like qualification of the particular equipment that you would use. Chapter 5, 6, part of Chapter 7 discusses that. As we get into Period 3, we'll move more into the life cycle concepts. So we'll talk about issues of designing for reliability, for maintainability, for producibility. We'll be looking at human factors and also disposability. So one of the keys of this course is that it takes a life cycle approach to the process of engineering system analysis and design. So we're welcoming you on board. Thanks for choosing the course. We hope you'll have a good time. It is fast-paced, so please make sure you stay up with the work, but I think you'll find it fun, interesting, and as I said earlier, as a graduate course, you will be asked to do a significant amount of independent research to look at the different subsystems of these driverless cars. So I hope you have fun. Thank you again, and welcome aboard.